What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Another video in my truck on my lunch break. I like these videos, man. I don't have a lot of structure and I feel way more free. But Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun. What in the hell? I went to sleep last night and he was a Brooklyn Net and woke up to the trade news and he is a Phoenix Sun. If you can't tell, I am shocked. I am like, man, I could not believe this happened. In my previous video, I was talking about how Kevin Durant, how I was excited for Kevin Durant to lead a team full of people that aren't really stars. Like he's always had stars around him with Kyrie, James Harden, Steph, Russell Westbrook. And for him to lead a team with Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and just people around him like that, I was really excited to watch him do that. And now he's on another team full of stars with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton's not really that right now, but he just got pieces around him, really good pieces. And Phoenix, it's championship or bust after a move like this. Phoenix gave up Mikal Bridges, who I love. Man, I love Mikal Bridges. Gave up Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, who they've been trying to move all season, 4 first-round picks, and Cam Johnson. And I like Cam Johnson a lot as well. But 4 first-round picks, I think they're 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029. Brooklyn doesn't have any first-round picks, so they needed this. They needed this haul, and they boosted up their picks for sure. But for Brooklyn's side, they go back to the rebuilding era. They traded Kyrie last week, and now they traded Kevin Durant. So they're just rebuilding with Ben Simmons, Mikal Bridges. They might even still make the playoffs with this roster. They got pieces like Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, who should be on a playoff contending team. It's a crime that he's not. I hate that for him. But yeah, they might even compete for a playoff spot still this year. And you remember all those rebuilding teams with Brooklyn back in the day with D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, and just fun teams back then, really fun teams. So we'll see if they can do that. And so yeah, really excited for Phoenix. I expect a lot for them. Kevin Durant surrounded by Devin Booker, Chris Paul able to set him up like crazy. Chris Paul hasn't had the best year, but man, Kevin Durant might rejuvenate him. The Phoenix Suns, man, they've been pretty disappointing all season, and they got disappointed last season in the Western semis when Dallas put up, Luka was ridiculous, and they embarrassed them in Game 7 at Phoenix. So it's been disappointing ever since then, and now they got this piece, and the Phoenix Suns fans really should be excited and kind of worried in the same breath, because if they don't win a championship this year or next year, or if they don't ever at all, there's a lot to say about what this trade means for their future. 4 first-round picks. Mikal Bridges, man, he's a young piece. He's 26, but still a young piece in my eyes, and still could be so good for a team, for any team. Maybe this will help DeAndre Ayton as well. You know, he's had some drama around him in the offseason with them not giving him a contract. And then now with Kevin Durant, he's been in trade talks. DeAndre Ayton has been in trade talks this whole season. And we'll see if Kevin Durant can help him. I think he can. Oh my gosh, I think it's going to be beautiful. Now, Phoenix does not have a bench whatsoever, and they gutted it with this trade as well. And Campaign, Dario Saric, man, they don't have a bench. They still might make a move before 2 o'clock. So I guess in 3 or 4 hours, they still might, but who knows? Who knows? They also picked up TJ Warren in this trade. So yeah, Brooklyn traded Kyrie and Kevin Durant, both to the Western Conference. And I mentioned earlier what Dallas and Phoenix did in the playoffs last season with Luka going crazy and embarrassed them in Game 7. Just a huge upset last year to get him to the Western Conference Finals. And imagine they meet again this season with Dallas versus Phoenix and Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Just the storylines are crazy. They're just never ending. Never ending. So I'm shocked. I'm very shocked by this trade. Had no idea we'd get this big of a trade piece or anything. And it happened. Another trade that happened last night was a 3-team deal between the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. And man, it was a huge deal. I thought it was going to be the biggest deal of the trade deadline, but I was wrong. Kevin Durant came in and just ruined all that. But this trade involved the Lakers sending Russell Westbrook. They finally got off Russell Westbrook and his contract. Russell Westbrook, a 2027 first, Damian Jones, and Juan Toscano Anderson, the former Warrior. They sent them, and they got back D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. All pieces that I think can make this team a playoff team, a really good playoff team, a really scary playoff team. They're 100% a play-in team, but who knows what happens when you have LeBron, AD, and then you have these three players come in for them. Love Jared Vanderbilt so much. He's the biggest piece in my opinion. But man, I love watching. I loved watching him in Minnesota, and I was so surprised when they traded him in the Rudy Gobert deal. But they did, and Minnesota gets back Mike Conley, a stable point guard that can really help and mentor Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, and maybe just get Minnesota rolling. They are supposed to be a title contender this year, and they're just not. That trade for Rudy Gobert in the offseason was really supposed to take them over the top, especially with the great year they had last season, but just hasn't. So maybe Mike Conley, the former standout Grizzly, can come in and really take that team to a new level and a new place. We'll see what happens. The Lakers, man, I got big hopes for the Lakers after this trade. Huge move. Rob Pelinka pulled it off again. When you doubt him, because I've been doubting him for years after the Russell Westbrook thing and how that didn't turn out. And they finally got off Russell Westbrook. And, man, just a huge deal for the Lakers. For Utah, they get another pick. They're just loading up the picks from Minnesota and now the Lakers. And Cleveland as well. So Utah is just racking up the picks while they're still in playoff contending mode. Still in playoff contending mode with this young team. All-Star's about to happen in Utah, and Lauri Markkanen is an All-Star. So just exciting stuff, man. I love trade deadline season. If you can't tell, super exciting moves for Phoenix. Brooklyn I even liked that move that they got all this in return for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Minnesota, I'm glad they got a stable point guard in Mike Conley. D'Angelo Russell just wasn't fitting that for them. D'Angelo Russell goes back to LA, a reunion, just full of reunions. These trades are just full of reunions. So yeah, that is all I got. I hope I didn't miss anything. I might have, but that is all I got, guys. I am out.